Good evening, gentlemen. Lee's filthy hands here again. Welcome back to the hypermasculine, testosterone-drenched, totally toxic old computer shack. I have been getting ready to fix the TRS-80 Model 2. And yesterday I did some testing with using acetone to weld ABS plastic together on part of this filthy old Apple IIgs disk drive enclosure that didn't survive shipping. And I have to say that as far as the strength goes, it seems to have done the trick, my dudes. Even here on this back part where this piece was completely broken off, after sitting for 24 hours, it is hard as a rock. So strength-wise it worked extremely well, but it didn't hide the cracks as well as I had hoped. And it also kind of damaged the plastic a little bit because I had to get in on both sides with the acetone and put it in there. I recorded it, but it ended up being like super duper lame, so I'm not going to actually show that. But so I think since I'm going to have to sand and paint and probably use some like Bondo in some of the places where stuff is just smashed into itty-bitty pieces that I'll never get back together on the Model 2, I think I'm going to just JB weld the larger parts together and then see if I can maybe 3D print some parts if I have to, and rebuild other parts with like steel wire and steel mesh and body filler, because that works well with like motorcycle fairings. So I assume that it'll also apply to ABS plastic. See, this plastic welding, it doesn't seem to it doesn't fill the crack as well as the JB weld does. So I'm still gonna have to, you know, if I did this on the TRS-80 enclosure, I'd still have to go in here and like spoon Bondo into here and then sand it down anyway. So you know, that might be a bigger issue on something with this textured plastic type of finish, but the Model 2 is painted anyway, so it'll be fine. And before we get started on that though, a couple of other little updates. The reason that I haven't posted any videos lately, other than my usual, like, totally toxic hypermasculine shit, is so that I can write software for the final prototype of the ESP8266 based wireless serial to wireless bridge thing, and this is coming along pretty well. Just for shits and giggles, I wrote a DCL interpreter to run on this thing to do all of the configuration work with. So you know, it's like it's like a Robco terminal, but I call it Frobco instead, so as to not piss off the copyright gods or whatever. So yes, it'll be the Frobco Termlink module, and I intend to have I intend to design a PC board for it and fix up a 3D printed case, and then hopefully once I get the software done, try to sell it as an electronics kit to try to help fund my old computer acquisition shit. So yes, hopefully that will work out. It's going to be a Wi-Fi modem plus. It's going to do other stuff than just be a Wi-Fi to serial bridge. So one thing though is the 8266, it just doesn't have enough RAM to act as an SSH client. These things only have 64K of RAM. So that's, you know, trying to do like heavy-duty encryption. You can do TLS over Telnet on them, but the actual SSH protocol is very beefy, and it's just not. I mean, it has like substreams and shit like that. It's something else if you've never read up on it. But yeah, 64K is not enough for that. So I acquired these ESP32 modules, which have 520 megabytes of RAM on them, and they're also quite a bit faster, and they've got a lot more I/O pins, but they do cost $3 more. These must be $6, and these are about $3. So yeah, the cost is twice as much, but it's still pretty low. So I kind of want to use one of these for like a deluxe version of the Termlink board. One thing that I'm worried about is these things don't have an Ethernet port on them. All they support is Wi-Fi. And when you, like, say you were actually using this as a legitimate, like, serial to Wi-Fi bridge via TCP socket, rather than like running the SLIP or PPP daemon on the microcontroller. Say you wanted to connect to some old Unix box as your PPP host or something. I mean, I can see myself wanting to do that. A problem with this, the way I've been doing this, is you would then be encapsulating TCP streams within another TCP stream, and the way that TCP handles error correction, it backs off as it tries to resend missing packets, and when you encapsulate TCP within TCP, they end up backing each other off sequentially, and so like the whole thing melts down. They call it TCP meltdown, and that isn't as much of an issue with more modern IP links, because we typically suffer very little packet loss on like modern Ethernet networks. But one place where we still sometimes do suffer a great deal of packet loss, enough to definitely cause TCP meltdown, is over wireless. And that's all these modules support. So for a deluxe version of the Termlink board, I've also got these $3 SPI Ethernet modules. So this will go in the thing somehow too, and there will be like a board between them to interface the two together and provide serial level conversion and shit like that. And then if you do happen to have a problem domain that requires encapsulation of TCP within TCP, it'll work a lot better over an actual, like, honest-to-God Ethernet link than trying to do it over wireless. So that'll be another kit, hopefully. I mean, big plans that'll probably never come to fruition. You know how my shit is. But yeah, that whole thing will be more expensive than the cheapo little module. But I think that they will both be lots of fun and both be extremely hypermasculine. I'm giving another YouTube channel shit. Just if you don't get the joke, then sorry, never mind. I probably shouldn't be giving him shit anyway. But you know, seriously. Anyway, let's clean off my hypermasculine desk here and get some plastic pieces from the TRS-80 Model 2 out and see if we can fix them. Yeah. Sorry for taking so long to get to the actual meat of the video. Okay, be right back. Believe it or not, this is actually the least damaged part of the computer, the keyboard. Fortuitously, I have some stuff stacked on top of it, so I'm not going to try to pull it out like all the bus cards and stuff. Fortuitously, though, none of the keys were broken off or anything. This is just the outer shell. The keyboard probably doesn't work because these used foam capacitive sensitive thingamajiggers, and the foam rots, and we'll probably have to refoam the entire keyboard before it works. Don't have any way to test it, of course, but we'll probably have to do that later. But for now, this was the least damaged plastic on the computer, and we have something of a jigsaw puzzle to solve, don't we? Oh God, I'm going to have to fortify myself for this. Let me see if I can figure out how this shit goes together, and I'll be right back. Or, from your point of view, I'll be right back. Okay, this isn't all of the pieces, but these are the largest of the pieces, and they all fit right together like this. So, what I'm going to attempt to do is, I'm going to try to JB weld the pieces together. and as I glue the pieces together, I'm going to tape over each of the cracks with masking tape to try to hold everything together right until it cures, because this is going to be kind of difficult because ooh, there's a piece missing right here that's going to have to be glued in right now. Okay, that piece is going to have to go in there. We'll never get it. Okay, but the rest of this should be all right, right? And there's also a crack right here that hasn't made its way on back here yet, and I'm going to have to try to pry that apart without making it any worse, and work the JB weld down without making it any worse. If this doesn't work, at least we won't have ruined the actual case. I don't like to mix up very much of this stuff at once because I'm slow and shitty, and it always ends up hardening before I'm done with it. So that probably won't actually be enough, but oh well. Alright. Lacking any toothpicks, I'm going to use a zip tie. Mix, mix, mix. Ah, JB Weld. Here in Hick World, it's almost as good as bale and twine, duct tape, or WD-40. So maybe we ought to start with this little bastard right here, shall we? And it doesn't matter if it squishes out, because we're going to have to sand and paint the bastard anyway. We may have to trim it a little with a box knife here and there to get the other pieces to fit on once some of this stuff starts setting up. Did I try to put that in upside down? No, that's the right way. Get in there, you dirty rascal. Or is that upside down? That is upside down. I am dumber than a sack of hammers. Have you ever seen a man epoxy himself to his work before? You haven't? Well, welcome, friends. Join me as I epoxy myself together. Let's dab a little on the outside here. We'll end up sanding it down anyway. I don't know what to do about the sticker on the back. There's no way that I will be able to get that off of there. I guess I'll just have to tape it and trim very carefully when we paint, and be careful not to hit it with the sanding block. Ah, JB Weld, the pinnacle of human invention. The wonders of epoxy never cease. No, indeed. Okay, now while that sets up, let's try to work some of this shit into this other crack before it starts to get hard. Okay, get back together, you shit ass. None of this bullshit. There you go. Alright. Oh, I've got shit on my thumb. Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, it's icky. Oh, it's icky. Oh, it's icky. Oh, I'm gonna glue myself to my zip tie, and then I'll be like Edward Zip Tie Fingers, and all the ladies will love me. See, hyper-masculine and toxic boys. Yes. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh God, I'm getting it everywhere. Oh, we're gonna sand it anyway. Fuck it. Alright, let's try to get some into this side of the crack. Oh, fuck you. I'll just do you with my finger. Fuck you. I'm making a mess of everything. I love it. So yeah, the worst thing about JB Weld is the amount of time that it takes it to cure. And something like this, where we can't, like, clamp it together very well until it cures, we're kind of SOL, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, if stuff sags, then you know it's all misshapen when it dries, right? And you don't want that. But the best I know how to do is to just use some masking tape or something over top of the epoxy. As long as the epoxy's in the crack, it'll still hold, you know? Just to hold everything together until it dries, and then you rip the tape off and, you know, shit stays stuck to the epoxy, right? But we're going to be like sanding it and painting it anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll just, like the tape shit that stays, we'll just sand it off of there. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll, hopefully we won't ever know it was there once the project's over. So with it done on that side, I've got to very carefully do it on this side. I'd originally planned to glue this together in several stages so that if I did fuck something up and it was cattywampus, that I could maybe still break it back and fix it right. But it became obvious as I continued to glue this shit together that there wasn't going to be any way to hold this stuff right while the JB weld set. And the more pieces I added, the more self-reinforcing it became, so I ended up just doing the whole thing. And I've got it kind of propped here and there with stuff so that hopefully it'll dry. Well, the stuff doesn't really dry. Hopefully it will cure reasonably straight. And yeah, here's to hoping it doesn't turn into a gigantic clusterfuck, right? So we'll just let this bad boy sit for 24 hours, and then we'll come back and hope. Oh Lord. By the way, if any of you have any suggestions, see how yellowed this this sticker here is on the front? It's like a metal sticker with a clear plastic on top of it, and the clear plastic is all yellowed. If any of you guys know a good way to clear that up, make it look new again, I'd love to hear it. So let me know what you think, folks. And yeah, thanks for joining me, gentlemen. Have a lovely evening.